We're going to start off by talking about what Selenium is. It's helpful to know exactly what Selenium can do for us so that we can know how to use it effectively. And in basic terms, Selenium is just a tool or framework that we can use to automate web browsers. And it works on multiple web browsers, and really all that Selenium itself does is to allow you to do that automation. Now there's various components of Selenium, and we're going to talk about some of those in a bit here. But a good way to think about Selenium is that it is basically an API for web browsers. So imagine that now you have the ability to program Chrome or IE or Firefox and make it do what you want. Now, all of these web browsers have some ways of doing this aside from Selenium that are somewhat built into the web browser, and the different vendors implement that in different ways. But Selenium presents you with a unified API for manipulating the web browser. And because of this ability, we can use it very effectively to automate our tests for web applications. So what else can Selenium do besides automate the browsers? Well, there's a little bit more functionality here, and this is where a lot of people can get confused, because when you search for Selenium or when you start reading about it, you see a jumble of all these types of things. So let's try and break this apart and simplify things a little bit here. So the other thing that Selenium can do, is really good at, is recording. And we're going to see this in the next module here when we talk about the Selenium IDE. And I'm going to tell you right now at the beginning of this course that this is not the way that I recommend that you do automated testing. I don't recommend that you record everything and that's your tests and you play them back. But this is an excellent tool for learning Selenium and doing some exploration on what kind of tests you want to create, capturing elements, helping you to write more effective tests in a framework. And we're going to get into that in a little bit later in this course. In fact, the last module we'll be talking about developing a real framework and not using a recording tool. But that is a capability of Selenium, and it's useful for some quick things and quick exploration into doing some automation. Now, the other thing that Selenium is good for is remote execution. And this is a neat feature that we're going to discuss in one of the modules of this course, is using Selenium Server to do remote execution, to take our tests that we are writing and be able to send those tests, send that instruction to a centralized hub, and then it is able to pick a machine that has the right browser we want and execute our tests on there and give us the results. So this is a pretty neat feature and pretty critical to the whole idea of Selenium, and really one of the advantages of using a testing framework like Selenium.